Sounds good. We're going to talk a little about Matt Rule and what he's been doing the last couple of days going around the state, getting to that. Also, how rumors can really get out of control.
Yeah.
But, I, as a veteran myself, I love to see veterans getting honored.
Right.
And that is something you see at a lot of the home games. John Berry Jr. is going to join us from Berry Law, going to come up, and we're going to talk more about what they do with the Mission Service Award. Had one given out today. Teresa Domeier was given out. She is from the National Guard, and she's one of the highest ranking females in the National Guard and in the military, in the Army overall. And he's going to join us now to talk more about what they do and why this is important to you. John, how you doing?
Great. Thanks so much for having me.
We appreciate you taking the time. Why'd you guys decide to start doing this?
Well, I'm a veteran. My father, who started our firm, is a Vietnam veteran. I was in Iraq and Bosnia, and we wanted to let heroism take over. Athletes are heroes, right? Soldiers are heroes, and people can be heroes in their community. But what happens, after the athlete's season's over, after the career's over, for the veteran that retires, we want to give them that opportunity to come back and be recognized as well. And so for me, it's one of those things where I get to be a hero to my heroes, get them out in front of the crowd,
That's awesome.
let them see them, and really give them that opportunity to be recognized, but also for the younger members, in our society to say, wow, there's a hero. There's someone you should look up to. So see him on the court, see him in uniform, but those role models, I think that we have to take the time to recognize them, whether it's athletes, veterans, but people that go up and beyond. There's something about our society that says, you know what, don't give it to me. I'm going to come take it.
Right.
And, being a soldier, that's what it's all about. Being an athlete, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to give you the win. You got to go earn it. And
exactly.
Same thing in the military.
Yeah. We're obviously a volunteer service, and the numbers continue to drop. Young people aren't signing up like they were before. What can we do? I know one way is to show them these heroes on the court, but what can we do to get that enrollment up?
Yeah, it's been bad, right? Look at the fiasco in Afghanistan, right? And for a lot of my, brothers and sisters, that was devastating because they helped build that community up, and to see us just pull out. And what does that say to our team, right? Hey, you did something, but and I think that's been problematic. So what we need to do to get them back, I think, is to celebrate those heroes. Say, come on back. We have your back. We have your six. And by the way, when you're done serving, we want you to continue to serve your communities. It's all voluntary, right?
For sure.
You got to raise that hand, take that oath, and when the service is over, they still want to be on a team, just like us. I played football in college. You still want the team, got that drive. And you want the purpose and the mission. And, we need to give that to them. And we just show the young people in our country, hey, do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And you can serve your community, whether you're playing sports or in the military, and afterwards. And I think, but the first step, right, is being in that competitive environment. Like I said, whether you're serving the military, whether you're playing sports, and really getting competitive, and then give back to the community. And obviously, coaches, great coaches, they make sure that you give back, and it's important.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I always say that, how should I put it? Competency creates culture. Just the understanding of you knowing what's going on, and the way that you guys are trying to create that visibility. It's not always about knowing about it, but when you're actually there, and you got the presidents, that creates that competency, which creates a culture. So I support what you're doing. And I think that the long haul, just you with the passion, I can hear the passion. I can see the passion. I just really feel like it's something that's going to be expounded on in our community. I think we're going to have more volunteers step up, which ultimately will have more people like you. You're a great role model, great guy, 100%.
Thanks. And I always say, Peter Drucker always said, culture eats strategy for breakfast.
Yeah, yes, it does.
There you go. Yeah,
Yes,
right.
Right. John Berry joining us from Berry Law.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Hold on, leave it a second. So give me a couple stories about some of the people that you brought down and brought down to the court and got them, saluted by the fans. Give me a couple of stories of those people.
Well, so we have a national veterans law practice that my father started. So we represent about 10,000 veterans nationwide. So we've got to hear everything from the World War II veterans to the Korean War veterans to the Vietnam veterans. And so there's been quite a few, but this latest, Teresa Domeier, I served with her in Iraq.
Oh, wow.
And she's the highest ranking female command chief warrant officer, first in the state and then nationally in the National Guard Bureau. So she is one of those, when you're a leader and you have a subordinate who just kills it, right? Yeah. And just takes, that's the greatest feeling in the world. It's like if you're a father and your son scores a goal or does something great. It's just, so we've had so many of those. So some of them have been individuals that we knew or stories that we heard. And someone says, you've got to honor this person.
Right.
And usually there's a personal connection. I served with him in Afghanistan, or I served with her in Iraq. And so we hear from the people who make the nominations, we hear those stories, and it blows our mind. We're like, well, why is this story not out there in the public? Why are we not sharing the good news?
Right.
We always hear the bad news when things go bad.
Yeah.
And believe me, as a lawyer, we deal with a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
But man, it is great to share the good news. I think when service members go above and beyond and do something phenomenal, we absolutely need to recognize them, especially, once again, back, when you're in service and you get the medal or the ribbon, it's great.
Right.
But being recognized, I think, in front of your community is something entirely different.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. For me, growing up in North Omaha, being able to go play college basketball at Creighton and do things beyond, such as this show here today, I just like to be the example of, if I can do it, you can do it. So it just means that much more from somebody coming from where you're from. So, I mean, I hear it and see the passion, man. Like, and what's funny is I was talking to Al Lopez about having a segment on our show about giving flowers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a concept of us just shining light, showing appreciation to those who are actually doing something and are not recognized. And so, like, you got a lot of flowers to give out, man. With the 10,000 veterans and things like that going on. That's amazing.
Well, we want to teach our kids, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Honor people, respect people, give them their due. And I think that spreads the good news.
No, it does.
There's a lot of negativity, but like I said, there's a lot of veterans, there's a lot of athletes, a lot of heroes out there.
Right.
And heroism is infectious.
Yep.
And so we want to spread it, and we want to get those good stories out there.
Yeah, heroes don't wear capes, they wear combat boots.
Yep.
Before I let you go, like your father, Vietnam vets didn't get the recognition. Finally, in Nebraska, we're building the Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Papillion right now. It'll be done next year. We'll be able to honor all of those men and women that served that really didn't get the treatment they should have gotten, the welcome home they should have gotten. So I'm really excited about that.
And me too. When I came home to parades after Bosnia, after Iraq,
oh, wow. Right.
my father and his, his peers were spat on, and told they were baby killers in the airports, right? I mean, when they came home,
they couldn't even have their uniforms on when they came home.
Tough.
Right. And the way the American people treat us now when we come home is so much different. So it's a great culture change, but we do need to step back and say thank you to our Vietnam veterans. We can never say it enough.
Yeah, John, we really appreciate it.
My honor. Thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, man.
From Barry Law.
Yeah.
Again, it's the Mission Service Award given out during Creighton home games. It is really cool. And like I said about the Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Memorial, you're talking hundreds of thousands of folks, and they're passing away now.
Right.
And we'd love to get them recognized, obviously, while they're still, get their flowers while they can.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's happening. So I'm pretty excited about that. Switching gears a little